increase?
Yeah, the increase is to meet the running cost of the facility.
And what goes into determining that?
Yeah, there are a number of several items that go into determining the price of it. You have what they call the kit. The kit alone is it costs about 34 euros. These are items that are imported into the country for the use of these patients. There are other components that are added to this. There's a medication that we use that is called heparin. That alone also costs about a vial costs more than 100 Ghana cedis. And then you talk about the glass, you talk about the bicarbonate, you talk about the infusions, oxygen, water, electricity, gloves, and gauze, and so on and so forth. So really, if we do the real analysis of the cost, you get to about 850 cities. But because of certain considerations, that is why we are proposing this 765.42 at the moment.
And that is still more than 100% increase. I mean, certainly from 380 to 765, many look at that and say it is simply extortionate.
Yes. Previously, it was down because some of the variables were actually uh, were some of the variables were actually being taken care of by the state. But now we have had to pay for everything ourselves, and all those things are factored into it. Now, when you we used to previously we used to clear these items. We used to get tax exemptions when we are clearing these items. But now you have to pay for the import duty and other taxes that are related to it. So if we still want to run as we used to do previously, it means I tell you, my brother, uh, in the next couple of weeks or several days down the line, we'll have to shut down the unit.
In other words, if you do not increase the cost of dialysis, you'll be left with no choice than to shut the dialysis unit down entirely.
That is a hard reality that we have to face.
And you say it's primarily because one, the cover you get from the government is no longer there. You're now having to do full cost recovery. The tax exemptions have also been removed.
Yes, tax exemption is no longer there. The cost that we get, these are imported from Europe. The cost of the kit has gone up, and then the cost of virtually all the inputs that we use to do this to provide these services have gone up.
I'm curious
So,
when did
so
government
and we are not doing this to actually make profit. We want to provide a service to patients. So what we have done, as I mentioned, when we did a real actual assessment of the cost, taking all the inputs that we need to buy, we need to procure to provide the service, it comes to about 850 Ghana cedis. But we need to cushion the patients a bit. That's why when we did analysis, we realized that if we leave it at the 765.42, that is something we can manage to keep the service going.
I mean, considering their lives depend on this, I'm just curious. When did government remove the exemptions?
I, in fact, this came to our realization from I think from last year that we realized that we are no longer entitled to that service, that exemption, and we have to mobilize money to clear all of these items.
Has government told you why this policy was implemented?
We have actually not received. We realize that there are changes in the exemption regime, and then we are part of those who now have to mobilize resources to pay for whatever items that we are coming to receive. I think the only exemption we still get are those who are coming to donate. They also have to go through a certain process to get exemption for the donated items.
I take it then that the increase, you can't do anything about it, or you KorleBu in the wake of the concerns expressed. is considering uh, reducing the cost from 765 to something else a bit affordable?
We wish we could maintain the price at the 380 cities, but that's the reality that is confronting us as a hospital now.
Mm. So you can't do anything about it.
If we want to review this thing downwards, then it means we have to we all have to face the repercussions of that. Either you keep the service going, or we'll run it after some time, and then if we are not able to mobilize resources to buy the consumables, that then means that we'll have to uh, suspend the service until there's such a time that if we are able to mobilize resources or we can cost recover, then we resume providing the service to our patients.
Thank you very much, Mustafa Salifu.
You are welcome.
Mustafa Salifu